You know what? I don't think I necessarily had much of an expectation, but I potentially thought it was going to be maybe more kind of lecture style than it ended up being. And that wasn't, I wasn't kind of hoping for that, but actually I really loved how collaborative it ended up being, and it was much more of a conversation, which I loved. And there was a mixture of kind of theory, just kind of broken in then with practical examples of what people were actually facing in the kind of real agency world, I guess. I think the thing that I didn't necessarily expect would be how open I think everyone ended up being, which again, I thought, and I don't know whether this happens in every group, but I certainly thought everyone was incredibly open and shared a lot of insight. There was a lot of really great things that I'd got from just the other people on the course that I wasn't necessarily expecting. We've now got an account growth programme, account growth framework. We used your slide deck as a template and kind of made it, Hallamified it, and worked heavily with our strategy team. And now we've got something called an account action plan. So it's going to be heavily driven by the account managers, and so that we can get like a sustainable way of measuring account growth, forecasting it, actually making sure people are dedicated to not being so reactive all the time, and actually proactive with their client relationships and client growth. So that's certainly a huge thing that I got out of the course. Client stories has been a huge one for me. I think even just those little phrases, I mean, it's just a few sentences often, but they lead to so many different conversations, which again, it sounds so simple when you put it in front of somebody, but actually when you start using it in practice, people love it. So that's been really beneficial. And yeah, and I guess the third thing is just a network. We've tweaked our pitching process, and we've won a lot more than we were before. It's even changed our win rate slightly. So that's a huge thing, which again, obviously wasn't even necessarily part of the course, but we went in a bit of a tangent, and that's just been incredibly beneficial. So yeah, I mean, that's tangible.
Right.
Yeah, tangible business outcomes, I guess, that have come off the back of that conversation. One thing that came off the back of the discussions, I think it was almost maybe week 1 or 2, was around mapping out your services. What came off the back of mapping those things out was actually trying to develop specific products, which then we can go on and almost take bite-sized projects and then sell them into clients really easily. And I think we went out to all of our clients, and I think about 15 or 20 ended up saying yes to this package. And it was just a small thing, but actually it ended up plugging like a 20k sales gap. So that was like just one thing that actually was very simple. And now we're doing this much more often now, actually like packaging these things up really nicely, going to our clients proactively and saying, this is valuable for you. This is what other clients have experienced. What do you think? And so many, like everyone sort of says yes most of the time, which is great. So yeah, that's been one tangible thing that I can think of, which has really helped. Oh, definitely. I mean, well, I guess I think I would love to be able to send my account managers on it at some point, potentially in the future. I'm happy to kind of evangelize about it, because it definitely was beneficial for me, and yeah, has definitely led to increased revenue. And I think we're just at the start of the journey as well with implementing all this growth plan stuff. So I mean, I feel like the world is our oyster a bit at the moment.